Hello, I'm Mr. Hayes, the Algebra 1 teacher here at Alpharetta High School. And Mr. Hayes remembers a time when he had a couple of conversations with his grandma. And those two conversations ring in my memory and probably will for the rest of my life. The first conversation happened when I was 13 years old, and I was in her living room, and we were discussing the possibility of a man of color becoming president. Under the backdrop of Jesse Jackson running for Democratic nominee, I said, nah, Grandma, that'll never happen. He'll never win. A man of color in our lifetime would never win. I was adamant in the fact that that would never happen. And surprisingly to me, she was filled with optimism. Flash forward 20-something years later, I visited my grandmother in the hospital as she was dealing with early onset Alzheimer's and some other things. And when I walked into the room, she lifted up a finger and she pointed at me and she said, "Yes, you can." And the smile on her face and the joy that these connected conversations had really rang in my heart and allowed me to feel joy, allowed me to feel hope that this country could be something that I never thought it could be. And it really filled me with a sense of pride. My grandmother, in our conversation, she took me through a dream into a you are somebody, all the way up to a yes, you can. And that memory will always hold a dear place in my heart.
Hold your head high, stick your chest out, you can make it. It gets dark sometimes, but morning comes. Keep hope alive. Jesse James.
If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. For Martin Luther King Jr.
Jesse remembers. The first HBCU was founded by Richard Humphrey, a Quaker philanthropist in Pennsylvania, 26 years before the end of slavery in 1837, with the purpose of providing black youths who are largely prevented due to racial discrimination from attending established colleges and universities with a basic education and training to become teachers or tradesmen. Today it is known as Cheney University of Pennsylvania. By 1902, at least 85 schools were set up by white philanthropists, freed blacks, states or churches to educate sons and daughters of former slaves. Today, there are 107 HBCUs with more than 228,000 students enrolled, and it continues to succeed.
G. Wilson is the son of a former slave. He had earned a master's degree from University of Chicago and a PhD from Harvard, both in history. He saw black people were misrepresented in books and conversations. Wilson would then dedicate his career to the field of African American history as a nationwide institution. So in 1915, he and Jesse E. Moreland, the Association for the Study of African American Life and the History, or the ASALH. In 1926, Wilson and the ASALH launched a Negro History Week to bring attention to his mission. It was on second week of February, as both Frederick Douglass, the 14th, and Abraham Lincoln's birthday on the 12th is that week. In the mid-1960s, colleges and universities across the country transformed the week into Black History Month on campus. By 1976, President Gerald Ford officially recognized Black History Month. No man knows what he can do until he tries. Carter Woodson.
Don't count the days, make the days count. Muhammad Ali.